I'd say we have a really good group. We're kind of an underrated group. Not many people, which we like to be. We want to be kind of surprised going into the season. We got a lot of seniors. Between me, Dylan, and Blaine, there's a lot of starts there. Jamal got a lot of playing time last year. A couple guys got banged up. So, game one I had to go in, and play 12 more games as a starter. I was, I got a lot of experience doing that. Jamal came in when we had some injuries, and we just got a lot of seniors. A lot of depth. Justin Senior's put on 20 pounds. He looks right. He looks like he's ready to play. Right tackle, we lost right tackle and left guard, so those are two spots where, people are going to be battling and battling. Every position's a battle. You go in, you want competition. Competition, breeds excellence, but you know how that, it's just, we look really good. I don't want to, give away any of our stuff. We want to surprise some people. We've been talking about how we just want to, all we care about is protecting Dak, protecting the running backs, and, scoring points and getting on the ball as fast as possible. That's our deal this year. Our conditioning this offseason was all built around, just doing that, getting on the ball and being ready to go as fast as possible, snapping the ball every 30 seconds. That's what we want to do. So, O-line looks good. I'm really happy with it. We got a bunch of leaders up front, so it should be a great year for us.
You lost a 4-year starter and All-American, Gabe Jackson.
Yeah.
What's your comfort level with Jamal? I know he got thrown in there a little bit last year. What have you seen out of him in the spring and the summer?
Jamal's a really good player. He's of course he's young. He's got the young factor to it, but he's going to come in. We expect him to play. Just step in, not miss a beat. That's hard shoes to fill, but you can't look at it as you're replacing Gabe. You got to look at it as you're being Jamal. You're making that your spot now. You got to look at it like that. And we're kind of trying to make him feel confident, because that's kind of a thing he lacked last year was confidence. And he's actually staying with me and Dylan right now because his apartment, his lease was out, so he's got to wait while we're in camp. So we got a spare bedroom, so Jamal's at our house. So like I said, we're all close. It's crazy how close we are and close knit. I've never seen anything like it really. It's hard to even put in words, but that's the thing with Jamal. Just he's got to be him. He's got to quit. Everybody tells him, Gabe was there. What are you going to do? And we just tell him, look, you got to be you. You can't try to be somebody that you're not. Not saying that he's not as good as Gabe, but him and Gabe are two different people. So you got to be your own person.
How often has he come to you, maybe asking, or with that pressure or that confidence that you're trying to
me and Jamal are actually really close. Me, him, and Dylan are, and Blaine, all of us are real close. He comes to us all the time and just. We tell him, look, he'll ask us stuff and man, this, you just got to be confident. That's like I was saying to him, you get confidence. If you have confidence on the field, you're going to get your job done. You're going to do what you need to do, and that's the thing. He knows what's going on, but he kind of second guesses himself sometimes, and we're trying to preach to him, look, just trust your first instinct and go with it. You got the skill set, just do what you got to do.
Did you ever have to kind of go through that? Did you have
you
have to reassure yourself?
As a young guy, I came in as a walk-on and kind of worked my way up, but I was always trying to figure it out. Ask people like Addison Lawrence back when he was here. He was a guy kind of I looked up to, and asked for confidence, and we actually lived together for a year, so. Yeah, I was always trying to figure it out. That's what you're always trying to do as a young guy. You just want to figure out how these old guys just getting everything, making calls and acting like nothing's going on out there. When you're sitting there and you hear a call as a young guy, you're like, what does that mean? So that's the whole deal as a young guy. You just got to be able to, take all this information in that's going on. There's a lot going on in one play. There's not just one play and you got to go to one section. Every variable can change a play. So that's the part of it as a young guy, just listening, learning and knowing what you got to do every play. If something changes, if a blitz comes, that's just probably the hardest part.
You mentioned young guys there. How are some of the guys that we haven't talked much about? Jake Thomas, Kent Flowers, and Devin Desper. How are they approaching this preseason?
They're all. Like I said, it's competition. We were sitting in the meeting room the other day, as a group, just going over stuff, and we're like, man, we all love each other, but when it comes to camp, we're trying to take a spot. You don't want to. You came here to play. You didn't come here to be behind somebody. So everybody's trying to take somebody's spot. A lot of competition this year. Those three guys have come a long way. Devin, he's a real strong guy. He's getting a lot better with his bend, his flexibility. Jake, he's trying to transition from tackle to guard right now, so it's kind of he's kind of transition phase. And Kent's coming along really good. He had a great off season. I was real proud of how he did this off season. And like I said, they're trying to fight to get in that. Coach Hepsey wants 10 guys. He wants 10 guys that are ready to play. And right now it's looking really good. We got a lot of guys that can play. At any time if need be. You don't want anybody to get hurt, but that's a possibility every season. But I mean, we have a great group. I'm really excited, and those younger guys have really come along good, and they've taken to the, because when you go out there every day with Dak, you can't be a slouch. You got to go because he's going to get on you, So they're taking to it well.
What about the offense as a whole? What is the offense going to really work on the next couple of days?
Like we worked on a lot lately, get on the ball, snapping the ball quick, because we've been a huddle team, so everybody's kind of out there in a lull sometimes, thinking, they can take their time. We've really been working on fast pace, get on the ball, snap the ball. Get your, you're not going to be able to get all your calls all the time, so you got to work on communication and stuff. I mean, that's the main thing we're emphasizing right now is, technique and getting on the ball as fast as possible without, 30 seconds to play is what we want.
Taking another step back, I know you've probably already answered this, but just talk about reporting here to camp today and what that's been like.
Day one, you can tell the young guys are kind of anxious. All the veterans are like, it's just a routine now. All the veterans are ready to get going, ready to get to game one. The summer conditioning is great and everything, but you kind of get tired. Because you go from winter all season. You have the month off in May and go to a summer workout. So all you've been doing is working out, and you're just ready to get on the field and do what you came here to do. And report day, it's excitement, but everybody knows it's about to be a battle out there. I mean, camp's rough. We go to the farm. There's not a tree to be found. There's sun beaming down on you. People are out there cramping. People go down every day. It's tough, but I mean, especially going no huddle this year, there's a lot of guys really, I don't want to say nervous, but anxious, trying to figure out, hey, how's it going to be this summer, 100 degrees, trying to run and play every 30 seconds. But, it's a lot of excitement because there's a lot of, a lot of guys are excited about this year because when you go out there every day with and work with your team, you can kind of see there's something special going on. So we're just ready to get going and kind of get the road, the ball rolling and get to game